Welcome everybody to Shy Panther and Friends show. I am your host, Shy Panther, also known as Gail. And today I have a room full of legends. I cannot believe it myself, but you're going to be treated to an awesome show. So stick around for the next hour. And I'm going to ask you right now to go ahead and hit the subscribe button, follow, like, share, and all of that. All right. And then we're going to get on started with the show. All right, starting to my left, I'm looking at everybody because I'm still in awe of all the folks sitting around the table. And Brenda Taylor, and she's the daughter of Eddie Taylor. And first of all, also I want to say that I have the offspring of legends here. That's first of all I want to say. And then I have someone who played with Buddy Miles. I have all these wonderful folks, so we're going to get to them as we go. And Mr. Elmore James Jr.
Yes, ma'am.
How you doing, sir?
I'm doing fine this morning. You?
I'm doing just great. Now, I'm a little bit nervous because I have you all, and everything was fine until I hit the record button. Okay, so I'm calmed down a little bit more. And just so the people know a little bit about who you are, go ahead and tell us a little bit.
Oh, well, my name is Elmore James Jr. And I was born in Jackson, Mississippi, 2824 Mill and Dunbar Street.
Hang on one
I ain't
second. I
gonna
can't
tell
hear
you,
you, sir.
I'm not going to tell you the year.
Okay. That's fine. Okay.
But my uncle that had raised me, he said, "Oh, that."
Your uncle's here who raised you? I did not know that. So he's kidding me. I'm like, oh my goodness, I am too.
No, baby, just like.
Okay, he's kidding me. I believed him.
Yeah, I used to hang out with about 4 or 5 guys till I met Carl. Right? Met Carl, I had enough.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I did research that you're called the king of raw and loud slide guitar in the 50s.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and in the 60s you actually took the name of Elmore James Jr. after your dad.
Yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, at the recommendation of who was
No, I came here and what year I came here, and then my father's friend that he played together. They grew up together playing together,
Mm-hmm.
and then so when my father passed, then Mr. Johnny Temple called to Chicago. Because, see, I was playing Mr. Johnny Temple, so he didn't have anything else to do for me. So what they did, then Mr. Kane Curtis, he was a drummer. He had a band. I know you heard of Sam Myers, right?
I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
You heard of you heard of Sam Myers. You probably on the road someplace with
Yeah.
yeah. And so they got me. So they had Sam Myers when he got to Chicago that to go by and talk to Mr. Willie Dixon.
Mm-hmm.
See that they need a vocalist and stuff like that. And so Mr. Dixon granted him. He told him said he'd like to try me out. So that was another 2 weeks before I got to Chicago.
Okay.
So when I did get here, then I stayed. I had some relatives lay across the street from Mr. Willie Dixon, so I was, all right. And so we went down to Chess Records, and we went in the basement there, and then I worked. Mr. Dixon, he had a stack of numbers like that. Told me to pick out mine, the kind I felt comfortable with, and all that. So I went through about 15. And so that same day we did 5. We did 5. And so when I got through with that, then Mr. Dixon took me up on the north side. And we just sat in, and he introduced me here, and he introduced me there, and stuff like that. And that was okay. Stuff like that. So I enjoyed myself the first night I got here, the first day I got here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now we're going to move on a little bit in. you played for a while, and then when the genre kind of, the popularity of the genre changed to disco, and you kind of stopped playing for a little while.
No, I didn't stop playing. I went to another circle. I started playing with the white up north, up north.
Okay.
Way up north. We was playing every Friday and Saturday night.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So my research is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you, for a little while, you played, and then you started back touring. Do I have that correct?
Yeah. After I recorded.
Okay.
After I got recorded with what's his name, Brenda? Heine.
Wolf Records, Highness.
Yeah, Wolf Records. Yeah.
Okay.
Recorded with Wolf Records, and then we went on tour.
Okay.
And stuff like, and I got back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, get a little bit into who taught you how to play?
Well, my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, and
okay.
it was rough. And don't get a family member to teach you how to do nothing. I'm telling you the truth now. I love my dad. Wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sitting here. You understand? But it's, look like his love alleviate you.
Uh-huh.
The love.
When they're trying to teach you, when they're trying to teach you anything,
right.
they lose
it's
all
tough
patience.
love.
Yeah, right.
That's all it is.
Yeah,
Tough
you're
love.
right about that. You're right about it.
Okay.
And then see my dad had drank.
But look at you now, though. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. And see my dad had drank, and when he get, he ain't got the drink now, and he can smell it.
Mm-hmm.
But you,
I'm gonna excuse me, then I'm gonna catch particular hell the whole day.
Ooh, repercussion.
Hey, I'm serious.
Yeah.
so you finally got it though.
Yeah. Oh
You
yeah.
got it.
Yeah, I had to do it.
Okay.
And what he really wanted, that '66, he got me that six Victoria Ford spank brand new.
Mm.
Yeah. And he didn't have to worry about me doing nothing. That's right.
Okay. So he taught you that, and he taught you "Dust My Broom."
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I played all his stuff.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want to say that I actually play that over and over and over and over.
Okay.
That's one of the songs we're going to do acoustically.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just going to do a little snippet of it. That's all. Just a little something, little tease.
Yeah.
All right. So we're gonna move on into Big Smokin' Joe Thomas. He's gonna talk to you. He has quite an extensive history as well, and I'm gonna let him tell you all about it.
Well, let's see.
He said,
I was born in the South.
Okay.
Like my whole family is the whole Gulf area, Georgia, Bama, Mississippiana. You know what I mean? So it's like I was born in Mobile, Alabama. And my parents moved here to North.
Okay, hang on 1 second, because I'm not really picking you up that well. All right, go ahead.
Okay, and then my parents moved here to the North. And, in the late 50s. And in the 60s, I grew up on the west side of Chicago, like Douglas Park area.
Mm.
And then, my parents moved out. So after they had the big riot, after Martin Luther King got killed, I was standing there with my mom and watching Roosevelt Road burn down.
Mm.
And, so he said, like, hey, this is what it is. We got to get out of here.
Okay.
So we ended up moving south, So I was moving around the 79th Street area. I went to Calumet High School, and it was interesting. Everybody came by my mama's house, in her basement. We used to call it a spacement. And then, because back then in the 60s, so everybody did what they did. And
Fill in the blanks, everybody.
Right. Yeah, so all the musicians just come by my mama's house. I mean, it's just like God rest his soul, Bobby Dixon. It was funny. We was playing all this rock and roll stuff. We was playing like Led Zeppelin and all kinds of stuff down there, and see the little big head kid like, my daddy did that song. My daddy did that song. Y'all know y'all ain't doing it right. Our daddy did that. I said, man, well, get out my mama's window, man. What's wrong with you, man? And and then he come back again. I was like, man, this little sucker back again. My daddy. I said, well, who is your daddy, man? And he's like, Willie Dixon. I said, oh, come on in, man. What you need, man?
Whole story changed.
What you need? And and then like Nanette Frank's great. Nanette Frank, she sing with Panama. She was there, little girl with ponytails. I can sing. So it's like so. From now, I work at the School of Rock. I teach music and stuff like that. So me and my brother Ron Prince, we like everybody came by my mama's house. Everybody, that was like the school. Everybody came by there because I was trying to do and talk to Brenda about trying to do this thing about how all the great musicians come from Chicago. You know what I mean? I just want to try to put this thing out here, and as I go in the years out here, still on Earth. Like you look at the map, you see all the roads lead to Chicago.
Okay.
So I wanted to like do this thing like all roads lead to, and like have this cat like this young cat here, on it, and like, and all that, and and like make a mural. It's got to be a mural, like how they made a mural. They got to be a mural of us. As the musicians that we are. We the stars behind the stars.
Legends.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And so there's
Yeah.
a big mural with all of us like somewhere where they can find it out. Talking to this artist that I know that I'm just trying to make this dream happen for me right now because the Lord done blessed me with everything else.
Well,
Okay.
that's good then, because I thought I never would see you.
We're gonna build a wall together.
Yes, I met him when I first came.
So
Ed Williams.
Yeah, the horn player.
Yeah, they both was playing. You was both playing horn then yourself, wasn't you? What were you playing then?
Was I playing then?
Yeah.
Bass.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you was playing bass.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So yeah, that's definitely the foundation.
Right.
Yeah,
It's
then,
here.
just that, make a long story short, just to like help guys out like this cat here. He older than the rest of us here. So like,
Yeah.
just to help him out while he's in his old age.
Right.
You know,
Oh yeah, he's a nice,
Right.
he's a nice old man.
He's a nice old man. Right?
He's a nice old man.
So you said you teach at the School of Rock. Now before that, you were
I was a part of a bunch of folks.
okay.
I played, like you said, I played with Buddy Miles for years, and his last years that he was here on Earth.
Okay.
Did his last tour with him. That was a fantastic journey for me because I was listening to Jimi Hendrix a lot, and my brother, he was stationed over in Vietnam, and like he like had a Jimi Hendrix Experience album, so he was in New York, so he like came in for surprises, came home and said, "Look, man, Hendrix got some brothers now." And like he gave us the Band of Gypsies album. So I looked at the album, that was the baddest album I ever heard in my life. I was like, so I said as a kid, if only I can do this, Lord. And so then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I ended up playing with Buddy Miles for 10 years.
Man.
So that was a dream come true.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm sure. So I mean, what was it like? Because I listened to a few of the records on the albums. Because my brother Gary Martin, Jimi Hendrix was everything
Freak.
to him,
Right.
and my brother who passed, he was a drummer, so Buddy Miles. So I heard a lot of that, but I heard a whole bunch of changes, and I heard a lot of Down by the River.
Down by the river.
Yeah.
All the tunes, it's like he was amazing about him back then. When you have musicians that can sing and play.
Oh,
Singing
okay.
and playing the drums was not easy.
Okay.
Okay,
That's what I
Singing
hear.
and playing the drums is not easy. So to hear this guy like at the end of how big rock sound ends, like that,
Okay.
and this guy's going on drums, and then he's like singing with his voice, oh, at the same time. I'm like,
Yeah, and he
whoa.
could sing.
I'm like, so he used to wow me all the time when we was on tour. I'd be watching him like, that's my boy. He's just a wonderful person.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the Bright Side of Darkness.
Brighter side.
Yeah.
Okay, brighter side of
The
darkness.
Bright Side of
Okay.
Darkness. That's where I started off. In high school, I think I was about 13 years old. So it's like,
Yeah.
and we just all of a sudden, we just got a hit record. It's
Okay.
just like we recorded the 20th Century Fox label. I think that was.
Was it Love Jones? Was that
Yeah,
your,
they
you
did
guys
Love
did?
Jones. So
Okay.
so they're big, and so the group got big from high school. It's like, and especially after the Jacksons, what the Jacksons did, what they did. So it was like about a young black groups coming up.
Okay. Now, how did you guys get into that? Did you do talent shows? Because there used to be a bunch of talent shows.
Yeah.
Back
We
then.
used to do like the Capitol Theater and all that stuff like that. The Capitol Theater was all these big shows that we used to do in the High Chaparral that was on the south side.
Yeah, I remember.
And places like that. Then, Purr's place came later, Purr's Span, like a bunch of people.
Okay.
They had a lot of live entertainment in Chicago, you know.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is now. It's like all these clubs have been closed, and like people are not supporting live entertainment. They supporting another whole other things, a whole other generation, and stuff like that. Us as real musicians, it doesn't impress us.
Right.
You know,
Right.
at all,
Right.
because I'm not trying to say nothing bad about nobody, but when I look at things today, you know, I see like, you know, our young girls
What
like,
happened?
exposing themselves and all that stuff like that. It's like they all sound the same. You know, they all sound the same. It's just it don't, as musicians, these professional musicians, they really don't move us. You know what I mean, at all.
Well, what do you think that? How did that happen? That they're choosing people who sound so similar? Because I notice it. Everybody notices
Yeah,
it. What is that about?
music evolves.
Okay.
And so it's just like the Lord says, a time for everything.
Okay.
So right now it's time for this to evolve. You know, so you're gonna see a change. It's gonna be a change for sure. It's coming up because it's for me, even as a teacher, when I'm teaching kids, I could teach you everything. I could teach you anything, but you know, if it doesn't really, you know, make sense melodically, it's like I'd rather not teach you that. I'd rather teach you where it came from. I always got to teach you where it came from. You know, I got to go beyond where it is now.
That's true.
Right.
That's true.
You know, I got to give you the history. I had it. I was telling Brenda, I had this girl in the other day. She did not know. This black girl, she was like 38 years old. She didn't know who Shaka Khan was. She didn't know who the Temptation was. She didn't know nothing about Motown. She didn't know none of that.
How old you say?
38. Yeah.
Well, that's old enough to have heard some of
Heard
this
about
other
it.
music.
I mean, you don't hang out with your parents or whatever.
Yeah,
I don't know.
exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
But she didn't know. You know, I turned on the Fifth Dimension. I turned on all them folks. I like her. I said, "Who? You ever hear this?" She said, "No." And when she heard it, she was like, "Ooh!" She was like geeked about it. She wanted to learn it, but you know, she's getting there.
Wow. So, School of Rock. How did you end up there?
The School of Rock. Oh my God. The School of Rock. I ended up there because I had a friend of mine, Katie Caden, that came from this place we played at the Wonder Bar that closed like some years ago. And Katie Caden just happened to like work at the School of Rock. She won The Voice. She almost won The Voice a couple of years ago. So she got really popular, you know, from doing that. So she actually got popular from, she was working at the School of Rock. And she said to me, "Joe, you would be a wonderful teacher at the School of Rock." I said, "Well, I didn't think about it. I'm like, really?" She said, "Oh no, you should do it. I'm gonna recommend you. I'm gonna just say, just because me leaving there and like and now what I'm doing now, I'm sure it'll be all right. You know, you'll be a good endorsement." So she just told him, like, I got Joe Thomas, Smokin Joe Thomas here. You know, he showed him my resume, and that was it. So I got the job. I've been there for about 5 years now. I'm very happy about it.
Really? You enjoy it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, do you teach all ages, or?
I teach all ages. I teach every creature that crawleth.
So, are you teaching guitar or which?
I'm teaching guitar and bass.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so I'm teaching both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
All
cute.
right. So, let's see who's next.
Oh, the old guy?
Carlos.
All right.
That's me, Carlos
All right.
Matias. I'm 34. I've been playing guitar since I was 13, 14 years old. I never really thought that I'd be playing music until I found out that my mom, like a lot of her family, they had bands, they had musicians in it, and I didn't know until she finally got me a guitar for Christmas. I actually wanted to be a drummer at first, and then I just got a guitar, and then I ended up playing that, and here I am. But what she would tell me is that she would always go to like concerts, in Mexico. She would, all her cousins played, so she would always, she liked that. And whenever I would practice at home when I was 14, 15, she would always come by my room, watch me play for hours. It didn't matter if I was practicing or playing a song. She would always, very supportive. And then once I turned 18 or 19, I joined the military. Then I went to the Marine Corps. And even then, I found, I still wanted to play music. So I found some more people, some more Marines that wanted to play. So I had a band there. It was mostly heavy metal. So that's mainly my background, just heavy metal, like 80s, kind of like Van Halen, Motley Crue, stuff like that.
Okay.
So I played that a lot. And then, 10 years later, I'm at Guitar Center, just noodling around. And then I see Brenda. She comes up to me. She's like, "Oh, hey, you play guitar?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I play a little bit." And then she asks me, she's like, "Oh, you want to try out for my band?" And then so I figured, I'll give it a shot. I'm not, playing any bands right now. And lo and behold, now I'm here.
Okay, yeah, because I was
Awesome.
going to say, how did you end up all with the blues bands now?
And the crazy thing about it,
transition.
it was by fate pretty much.
Okay.
I was actually about to leave Guitar Center. I wasn't going to play anything, but something told me to come back. I was already out the store, and something told me to go back. So I go back, pick up the guitar, started noodling around, and then that's when she approached me.
Oh,
And
wow.
if I didn't come
Blessings.
back,
That
I
was a
wouldn't be here.
blessing.
So something told me to go back.
Yeah,
And,
that was a
Spiritual.
faithful day.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Jehovah.
Yeah, but yeah, it's all thanks to her that I'm here, and I'm now surrounded by amazing musicians, legends. I got a lot to learn, but I'm
Yeah.
surrounded by the best
You're in the
people to
right
learn from.
place. Yeah.
And then you can talk about how we tapped off into the songs, how we just sit around when we at rehearsal, and we just come up with a riff and we just tear it up the whole song,
Yeah, we
just
just-
lace the whole song.
Kind of just come up with stuff, here and there. Just
Yeah.
whenever we get together, just see what comes up, and we chill out, relax, play music, listen to music, see what we come up with, and yeah, that's really how we come up with ideas.
Okay. Now, as far as your music, well, who was your biggest influence to your style?
Steve Vai, George Lynch, Tony McAlpine, a lot of like 80s shredders for sure. So I'm a big time shredder. Larry Mitchell's another one. Carlos Santana also.
Okay.
Yeah, just a lot of like 80s guys. That's like where my heart is at. But I know a lot of those guys. They learned from the blues, and and jazz also. So yeah, my tastes are everywhere. But those are my main ones for sure.
Okay. Okay, well, thank you. And next up?
Hi, my name is Carl Norrington. I'm a true West Sider, the best side. Okay. Actually, I grew up not far from where we are right now.
Okay.
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 Now, let's see. I started out at a young age, maybe about 10 years old.
Okay.
And I had, my aunt gave me a guitar, and I would fiddle around with it, and that's why I play with my thumb now, too. It's an old habit. And my stepdad, he would have me in the bedroom, and he blew a little harmonica. He didn't know but one song. So he had me, and then we'd be playing around, And I didn't put my guitar up one evening, and he come in after being out on the town. I fell on my guitar and broke it. It didn't have only one string left, the top E string. I played on that one string for years. But on that one string, I could run up and down the neck, and I could pretty much play anything, And so that's how I really got started with that, So now, and as growing up, as I got a little older, I moved back west, farther west, which took me right there to Kedzie and Walnut Street. But now Kedzie and Lake, that's where the old Silvio's was, where Howlin' Wolf played. Howlin' Wolf, that was his domain, I should say. Okay, but you had a lot of musicians in the neighborhood. Okay, Luther Allison, Bobby Rush, okay, Eddie King, Mary Lane, Little Howlin' Wolf. All these guys, they were all around. So, but and I knew these guys, but I was young, But early on, by Wolf playing, and I'm living on Walnut, and the place is on Lake Street. Our back doors was kind of like toward each other, and I could hear that music, And of course, my dad, he stayed. My stepdad, he might as well say he lived there, So, and I would be at that back door, listening to it and getting that smell of that alcohol and cigarette smoke, and that big old fan. I can remember the big fan just roaring, and that's why I really learned, because after a while, Howlin' Wolf, he kind of took me in as his gopher, because at that time I was real bold-headed, so he kind of liked me, and I would run errands for him, he and Mr. Hubert. But now, funny thing, he and Hubert had fell out. They had a falling out, okay? So now, mind you, around that area, there was a lot of taverns, and they had a lot of musicians there, So, from Kedzie to Sacramento, Hubert was playing down there with Freddie King. Okay, he had left Wolf. He mad at Wolf. Wolf gets me. I'm a runner. Go down there and tell Hubert I said come here. That was a quarter.
He was taxing.
So I get, so as I was saying, I would run down there a couple of blocks, and that was a quarter. At that time, that was bubblegum fare, So when I get down there and tell Mr. Hubert, I ain't coming back there. Tell him I ain't coming. Another quarter.
Them bow legs was gone.
Yes. Pick them up and put them down. and that's kind of where I really started,
Right there.
So in the late 60s, I formed my own band,
Okay.
and it was myself, John Primer, Dennis Woodard, and Wayne Pearl, drummer. And we were called the Brotherhood. And we had a good little run at it, But then we broke up. And from that point, I just started freelances, which I did end up playing with Hubert. He and we were very good friends, and I know his kids and all that. Me and Hubert, Sam Lay, a lot of guys, Johnny Dollar, Willie the Touch Hayes, God rest his soul, and it's just so many that I played with, round and round. And of course, Elmore James Jr. here. Yeah.
You ever play with Eddie Taylor?
And of course.
Okay.
Yeah, Eddie and I, your dad, we were down at Little Wolf. We were in Greenwood, Mississippi. That was 1975.
Okay.
Yeah, we played down there. And from there, we went to Jackson, Mississippi. We were right around in there. Yeah. Eddie, he was a great man. He was fun to be around, too.
Okay.
Keep you laughing. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Yes. Okay,
Now
thank
that
you.
brings us to Brenda Taylor.
Hey, everybody. My name is Brenda Taylor. I'm the daughter of the legendary Eddie Taylor, firstborn girl, and daughter of my mom, Vera Taylor, who is also an artist. And I'm the CEO of the Eddie Taylor Blues Foundation, keeping my father, Eddie Taylor, big time playboy name and memorabilia alive because his name was almost lost. So I want to go back to the South Side. I'm a '60s baby, so
Okay.
I want to piggyback on something. That fan that was going.
Yeah.
I was on top of the roof because Big Duke's place, we stayed right over Big Duke's place. This was back in the 70s. I was a little girl, too young to get in clubs, but I sure was hugging that fan. But anyway, the fan was going around up there, and that Howlin' Wolf, Hubert, my mother, Vera, was down there playing and singing. This is the 2700 block on Madison, West Madison, back in the 70s. And I mean, they be rumbling down there. That music be so good. I was a hype, like worse than a crackhead, just running for it. So every time I knew, about staying over the lounge, we could see out the front window. So I used to see all them packing up, unpacking. And then when they get there, I run into the roof. So this big old fan going, just like he said, so you ain't lying. And I'm up there just looking and could have got my whole face chopped off. I'm there trying to listen to the blues. I used to see Howlin' Wolf crawl out on the floor with the mic. Actually, I just put a picture on Facebook with my mother, Howlin' Wolf, and my dad. Because my mother used to sing with them too. And I'm from the South Side, stayed down the street like in the 70s from the Carey Bell family. And I had a chance of pleasure also from 13th and Albany, Joseph, where you said that y'all was standing there. Remember I told you? So that's where all the Riot Fest, that's where the fest been. So that's been going on for a minute, where we used to watch B.B. King, Albert King, and all them people. But by saying that, I started watching my mom and dad, and as a little kid, my mother used to say, I don't know what you're going to be, not knowing I was going to be many things. So I started waiting till they go to Zayre's. You remember Zayre's stores? They used to go to Zayre's, and I used to wait. I'd be like, oh, yeah, they finna go. I'm finna go there right now. I'm finna grab Dad a guitar, and I go to messing with it. Then I get his suit. Then I go in there and get, my mother played the piano. I go get on the piano. And all these little things, but I never got in trouble because, I mean, like, I'm musically inclined on both sides, from my Uncle Jimmy Burns, that's my mom's side, and then my daddy's side, Eddie Taylor. So to make a long story short, all these things that I visioned in my life as a kid, as a dream, I became.
It led to.
It did.
Okay.
So, yep, I have a lot of things going on. I've been there every year for the Blues Fest every year. This will be, I think, my 7-year anniversary out there, keeping that alive. And I'm also an artist myself. You can go to YouTube. My CD is selling right now at Walmart. You can go to Walmart and see my Buggy Ride CD. Writer, composer, I do a whole lot of things. Yeah, that's the CD there. So actually, this crew, the reason we here today, we are actually fusing and putting my second CD together. So I just recorded a couple songs with Jackie Wilson, guitar player, Billy Davis, and Mighty Mike. He just turned 16, I think, yesterday or today. But yeah, I did some with him in the past with the Brenda Wilson Foundation. And I think he was 11 years old, so it was such an honor for me to reunite with him at 16 now. So the two songs, one of them is I Had to Leave Chicago, and the second one is I Can't Take It No More. And it's featuring Big Smokin' Joe Thomas here. Thank you, brother, for such a good job. It's featuring Billy Davis, Sal Wheelchair, and I can't think of the keyboard name. I think Kenny, if I am, forgive me. But it turned out a good project. So now what I'm doing an add-on. So with Smokin' Joe Thomas, Elmore James, Carlos, Carl, and me, we coming up with some more stuff. So actually we got more songs that we done came up with that's ready to record. Because I'm the CEO of my publishing, Purple Octave LLC Publishing. And I have a whole lot of songs in the roster. So what I do is I go in there and pull songs out and we try them. Or Carlos and Joseph be playing around with the guitar or whatever. And I'm like, play that again. Like, And then what do I do, Carlos?
Start singing.
And it be hot, don't it?
Oh, yeah, every time.
So, yes.
So now, I just want to touch on a couple of things. Now, last year you all got together, your brothers and sisters, and you, for the Chicago Blues Fest, and celebrating your dad's, Eddie Taylor's, 100th birthday. Okay. And, I mean, you've done so many things, as you said, too. The CD Buggy Ride. And then I also saw where you were in Living Blues, January 23. You have so many things happening. And, as you said, you have the Purple Octave Publishing Company. And also, there's a movie on your dad's life.
Yes.
Can we talk about that a little bit?
Leon Robinson from the Five Heartbeats, Waiting to Exhale, and The Temptation, playing David Ruffin. He just they just released a movie on my father. Leon is playing my father's role. And Ozzie Davis is playing the role as Jimmy Reed. So you have some very high-tech stars that's playing these parts, big people. And I just want to say thank y'all for that. And the movie is based on how my father was railroaded, how they didn't let him in the industry, even though he was worthy. He started recording on VJ Records in 1955 and 56. One of his biggest hits, "Ride 'Em On Down," which the Rolling Stones recorded it. And we got work to do on that because we're not getting all our royalties. So it's the same thing. Like, that's what the memorability and what I do. I'm an artist, but it's mostly my father's business because he's not here to take care, to get everything back that's constantly being taken from him, to let him know now, okay, it's time out. Y'all got to pay up. You can't keep stealing and robbing. You can't. So if you go to YouTube now, you'll see that he have lots of some music out there. You know what I mean? Like literally, like you'll be like this. You'll think this man filthy rich, and then you got other people re-recording his music. And then it was one time I was somewhere, and the guy was playing my daddy's song, and I asked him. I said, "You know whose song that is you playing?" He said he named another artist. I said, "No, that's my father's song." So he really didn't believe it. So what I did, I went in my phone and got my BMG statement and my BMI statement. I said, "Now, do you understand whose song this is?" So yeah, and that's why I keep and stay in motivation and to keep daddy name alive, along with me being an artist myself. So it's not all about me. I fuse the two together because I am that DNA.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
And
so the movie, it talks about your dad's career and his relationship with Jimmy Reed. Is that correct?
Yes. Okay. Well, my father is the lump in the sound behind all the Jimmy Reed music. My father and Jimmy Reed was like brothers, and from Leland all the way to Benoit, through all the South and the Delta back there, they went all through that part, like, with the legacy, with the music and everything. And then they came to Chicago and recorded on VJ Records in 1955 and 56 with the big hit "Ride 'Em On Down," which the Rolling Stones right today re-recorded. I think it was in 2017. And then you got the famous actress Kristen Stewart, I believe, who did the video part of it. And they fused the video with my daddy's voice behind it. It's a beautiful video, and it's really nice. So, and then he came out with "Ride 'Em On Down." What's the other one? "Bad Boy." I think it was "Bad Boy." Yeah, on VJ Records. So, yeah, it was "Bad Boy."
Yeah. So, I was in research. It was saying that Jimmy Reed's sound, and in fact, he learned to play guitar, and was it harmonica, from your dad.
Well, he learned the guitar from my dad, but the harmonica was on his own. Because my daddy played bass. My daddy played several instruments himself.
Okay. Yeah. So that's that's quite a big deal, and for not to receive the type of credit and the type of recognition that you should have, and even until today, that story definitely needs to be told. And
that's why Leon, I really salute him, because he gave me some good pull up. He gave me some good courage, and it's a reason why he did this movie, because I mean, like, it's time, like, you just can't keep going around, keep doing people, and thinking. And some of this stuff expresses in the movie when you watched it, because when we went to see the premiere, oh wow, yeah, it's gonna tell it. So, do you have any idea about the release date for the movie? Not right now, but the premiere it did good in Hollywood. It did good everywhere. Okay. Panama Films, everywhere. And like the premiere was just what, March 4th, I think. Something like that. Yeah. So I was there, and it was okay. Yeah. So, but I like the part when they really told the truth about how my father, and they showed it. They expressed it, how actually they treated him, and just taking the music. Like
Yeah.
the one, I think in the movie they I don't know if he sold his did he sell his rights or whatever, cause but behind that when he asked where his money was, the guy told him it wasn't no money. So they still doing it. Like, but that's why I'm tracking down a lot of stuff now to see what's what. So by me having my own publishing company, that's a great thing for me, because now I'm learning the laws. So I know you gotta, what is the URC? That's the barcode thing on the back, and then you got the RRSC, and that's the sound and recording. And then when you register it, so when you got all that, then that's right there a stronghold on your stuff. So I'm glad that I have my publishing company, because I learned from Dad, like, don't let them do you like they did your dad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. So I want to ask all of you guys, this has been the history of our music and how we've been treated with the record companies, the labels. What if there was one thing that you could change about that? I mean, how can that be remedied? How can it be rectified?
Give people their recognition.
Okay.
That's one way.
Mm-hmm.
And don't wait till these musicians die and try to nominate them. Let them smell their flowers while they're alive.
Okay, you mean like for the Blues Hall of Fame?
Yes,
or
they
Rock and
nominate
Roll
these
Hall of
people.
Fame,
They be
or-
dust. They be skin and bones and dust.
This is what I talk about. Like history being swept under the rug. It's like, music is like, one good thing about music. Like Bob might say, when it hits you, feel no pain. So it's like, how can you not have this? Where you want to be everybody to be like botted out or something? It's like, you have to have music. You have to have the history of music. You have to, like I was talking about the girl earlier. You got it. Why is it that we can't have access? Why is it you trials just like a roadblocks for us, but to have access to our own history? You know what I mean? It's
Exactly.
I mean, I can't have no person. I'm trying to be racial and stuff like that, but I cannot have no other race teach me about my culture.
I get you.
You know
And that's
what
the
I'm
thing about blues,
Yeah.
that is rooted in culture and our heritage.
Yeah.
So that's really
See,
definitely spot
people
on.
don't know.
Mm-hmm.
The blues came from picking cotton. Them people's burning in the suns, getting stick stormed by thistles and
Exactly.
thorns, and man, my grandmama used to tell me the story so much till I used to cry. She
Yeah,
said
yeah.
I picked so much cotton for the da 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 da.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying. So they from the South.
Yeah, so much pain they sang about.
Yes,
It was in so much pain.
that's
they
my
sang about
point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It. So
Yeah, exactly. So, and then, it's important too, especially like how, to give the new people coming in advice about having control of your music, having control of your masters and things like that. What do you guys have to say for that? Like when people like, I'll give you one example. When I was talking to my brother, who's a musician as well, and I was asking him about being able to use music to, play on the show and things like that. And he said, well, Gail, you can ask blues artists, because the majority a lot of them are independent artists. Mm-hmm. And that never occurred to me,
right.
that, you all are independent.
Yeah, so when they use the stuff, like it's good to have like I say, your stuff protected, trademark. Anywhere your stuff go, you'll know, because it's gonna come up on Sound Exchange. It's gonna pop up somewhere, because I tell you that URC code and that IRSC code. When you get those codes, you can take that code. You can make your own label and put that barcode right there.
Okay. Okay. So, but what do you think, how does the internet, has that helped you all at all? Helped your music to become more
It's like
known?
a double-edged sword.
Say it again?
It's like a double-edged sword when it comes to the internet. You know what I mean? Because, number one is like, I sometimes look at people like how they use the internet and without using their brain. And like, it's like, I call it geeked on the gizmo. It's like, they keep rubbing these phones. You got the TikTok zombies. You got all that stuff without using their brain. You see what I'm saying? So like the internet can help you if you decide to, like, just like the Bible, you decide to look into it and use your brain and do that. Other than that, you too busy like
they use it for the wrong
flashing,
things.
You doing all that. You know what I'm saying?
I see.
It's turned you into a movie star. You think you like a TV show host or something. So you got all these people jumping around here, look, and I be like, man, you must be on something, man. How can you do this? My son said to me, Dad, if you ever see me messing around with one of these TikTok bleeps, he said, kill me. He said, because I know she's crazy. I know she's crazy. She's doing this every day in front of his phone and poking her lips out and doing all this. I know something wrong with her. And I said, you're right. You're right. So it's like if you make the choice to use that side of your brain,
Okay.
and it'll work for you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's all it is.
Well, me, on the other hand, buy my CD selling at Walmart, Amazon, and it's on a lot of platforms. That in that order is helping me. Facebook, I got a whole lot of people on Facebook, and they just face look. They don't. They see it, but it's fine. Long as I can see how many seen it, because Facebook gonna tell you how many people viewed it.
Right.
But they ain't gonna leave no fingerprint of no evidence. They ain't gonna punch nothing. They ain't gonna like nothing. They just eye hustling.
Yeah, and
okay.
it's important too. If you and that's something I want to encourage people as far as if you're gonna go to their social media pages. Interact with it because it matters.
I'm telling you,
like
listen.
it, you follow, just as I was saying, subscribe and leave some comments. And then, aside from that, when the shows are coming up, and they're playing someplace live, go out and see them, support them.
Yeah,
that is super important to go out. And I have to get on my own self for that because I didn't go out as much to see the bands perform live. But I'm going to tell you, there's nothing like it. There's nothing like a live blues performance. You have to get out there. And then, you can interact with the artists sometimes. You can get to meet you guys.
I met a lot of people through my shows. And it's not like, I'm going to be honest, I get more support from people like outside. And I be asking myself, now you got like 4,000 some people on this page, and it be the same 3-4 people hitting like. So I say I need to get rid of the rest of them because they just being nosy. And then it was a time that I came up with ideals. I put this on the right hand of God, and the people stealing your ideals. So I stopped putting anything on there.
That's true. That's true.
And that's what they do. They ain't gonna tell you how good you are. It's not that you thinking you better than them or anything. It say each one reach one, each one teach one. We supposed to always stand in the gap of supporting our brothers and sisters, but not these people. That they just sit there and look like geek freaks. Like she I ain't gonna tell her that look good and that sound good, but next thing you know, they're using your idea.
Right.
So I stopped putting it on there.
Right. And there's another thing you said about support that comes too with musicians supporting each other. I think too, because I did have that conversation with you, Brenda. It goes a very long way in supporting each other. Now, I want to ask too, what's some of the best advice that you've been given as musicians coming along? Well,
from my father perspective of saying it, always put all your heart and soul in your music. Don't go down the scale, go up the scale, because people looking for flaws, and you always got competitors out there. So each time you hit that stage, blaze that stage.
Exactly.
Give it all you got, because what they do, they take your music and they measure with other people's music, and then not so only that, it's just that if you know you did a good job and somebody downsides you, it won't bother you, and then have confidence in yourself.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Ooh, honey, come on with it. I got confidence. I know when something ain't right. I was raised right. I was taught right, and I came from the best of parents on both sides, and I know when some sound good and some sound bad. And what's crazy, that they'll take a wild crazy song and take the original person, and they'll get all the clout to the person that's duplicating the stuff, and it don't sound like nothing. I be like, and y'all gave them an award? Sounding like horses and a bunch of hyenas screaming. Ooh, no.
That's true.
They do that like for clout.
You gotta always look at like I just put you this way. Make it plain and simple. Mm-hmm. These are superheroes.
Oh yes, these are my legends. Elmore James Jr. and
Uncle. I feel so lucky to be able to come up under these, like my big brothers.
Yeah.
So I feel so lucky and so blessed. And so if advice to anybody that's coming up as an artist, you open your eyes every day, you better thank Almighty God first.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Yes,
then you
exactly.
take it from there.
Okay.
And, that's the best advice I can give anyone. Just thank God for where you're coming from and what you're doing. Stuff like that. Why don't you get that call for me, man?
Practice every day.
Ah,
That's for sure.
There you go.
Practice every. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes, 10 minutes, even 2 minutes, whatever it is. Practice every day. That's for sure. And learn wherever you can from anyone. It doesn't matter what style it is. You can always get ideas from whoever and wherever. That's what I like to do. I like to listen to different genres besides heavy metal, blues,
okay.
jazz, salsa, anything and everything. I like getting bits and pieces from or the best of from every genre and
Right.
kind of just mesh them all together.
Right.
Just open your mind pretty much.
Okay. Okay.
Well, my advice is, just pretty much as they say, stay in your own lane. Because a lot of people,
Yes, sir.
they are taking a lot of backstabbing.
Oh.
It's a lot of backstabbing.
Okay.
So you just,
That part.
if play what you feel. Play what you feel. And you just be aware. Just be aware because snakes are out there.
Okay.
Hey, Uncle
Whether
Carl, why don't you, real quick, hit it and miss it, tell them about Delta Fish Market.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, come on.
My good friend,
Gotta tell them that.
well, there were two fish markets, but the Delta Fish Market now.
Jackson
that's the
and
fish market.
Kesey.
Kesey and Jackson. Give you a little history. When it first started out, it was on the corner of Washington and Kesey. Okay? Storefront, just a little storefront there. Oliver Davis owned it, which he had that fish, but the community, they weren't going to have that smelly fish right there, next door to. So finally, he got it was a gas station down on Jackson, and it closed up. And so finally, he got it, and he put it together. He put the tanks in there. He had the live fish, and the whole thing. And my good friend Tail Dragger, he drove the truck, to go pick the fish up and bring the fish back from going south.
True.
And we started out playing right there on the floor, right next to the fish tanks. Okay, and then finally he made a stage. On that stage, I've seen a lot of folk, good folk,
Turn it
a
off.
lot of her dad, me, everybody, Sam Lay, you can name them.
Right.
Okay. Okay.
And that was the greatest time I think of my life. I was in the blues.
Wow.
That and me and Sam Lee playing with John Lee Hooker.
Wow. You have named some true legends.
Yo, yes,
And
sir.
Dr. Cut In,
Absolutely.
I'm in a movie with the Delta Fish Market because my daddy in that movie is showing Johnny Little John, Tail Dragger,
Yes.
Honey Boy Elworts,
Yes.
and all of them. And my daddy playing there with all the legends playing together. So the movie, I'm in the movie that's part of that.
Okay.
It's called A Journey of a Blues Man. So I'm in the Tail Dragger movie as well.
Okay.
Also, I'm in another movie, but
Now, how can people see these movies? The movie that you're talking
they
about?
can
now?
go to YouTube and look at the trailer, The Journey of a Blues Man, Tail Dragger, The Journey of a Blues Man.
Okay.
They can see. So I'm the little girl in the movie. My brother is sitting next to Leon, which is my daddy, Eddie Taylor, Leon Robinson. Across from the tables, me sitting, I think, in my mom's lap. I'm that girl. I'm not. It's only one girl in that movie, and that's me.
Okay.
So. That movie, you can go to YouTube and type in The Rhythm and the Blues. It's 4 parts you can see in there.
All right.
And then I'm in the Higher and Higher movie with Jackie Wilson. I got a little piece in there.
Okay, and that's on YouTube as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
I sent it to you. I thought I did.
Yeah. Now, everybody, if you weren't a musician, what would you be doing?
Oh,
Preaching.
You be a preacher?
oh. And I just want to say I'm a Jehovah's Witness, so I just
Me too.
I don't give music all my time. Like I'm a certified health specialist, 19 years.
Okay.
I'm a drug counselor. I have my own catering business. So I'm busy all the time with the 2 businesses and, working for the government and state. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
You know, be honest, I lost my daughter in 2006 to a hit and run car crash.
Sorry.
So I think that's a drive for me to stay busy where I don't think about it.
Okay.
And I make my life a pretty picture, but it's really inside of hell from grief and pain that I deal with. So I learned through my religion and through Father God Jehovah how to deal with that. So by fusing all these things together, someone say, you doing too much. I say, no, you're not doing enough. They say, you talking too fast. I say, no, you're listening slow. So
Yeah. So you give.
that's me. I got to stay in motivation. Like, you know, and then when I'm at my worst, I never put my business on Facebook. I never let person know. I keep if the doctor say you got 1 day to live, I'm going to put a real pretty picture up there of me and saying I'm having fun, or, you know, you just won't know. I'm like that. I've been private like that all my life.
Yeah. That's important.
You know, the people wish you well and hope you feel ain't like everybody care anyway. And then I learned to just deal with my own problems.
Now I want to jump back to you. You said you'd be a preacher. I can't let that go. Okay. So
I mean, the only reason I would say that because I am a preacher. You know, I'm a teacher and a preacher.
Okay.
So like I'm always going to educate the young, you know, the youth, and like, you know, like
That's
Carlos
good.
Guitalos over here. it's like, you know, Carlos Guitalos became one of my favorite cats because I like he asked me questions and stuff like I like talking to him. I like doing that. And preaching is not always about like what you say, like you got to be Jesus.
No, I get
No.
what you
It's like
mean.
it's teaching.
That's it. That's
kind of
it.
like
Right,
a ministry.
It's teaching. Preacher
yeah.
is teaching. That's why I say preacher, teacher.
Yeah.
You know, so it's easy. It'd be simple saying the Lord bless me to be a teacher. I guess when I say I want to be a preacher, that wouldn't be no problem, guy. You know, like, well, let's protect, you know, you
But
cool.
it's true. Yeah.
You know, so I was preaching like, cause for what I done learned and what I've been through in my life, and I know that God has mercy, and I know He truly does, because I'm an epileptic. And so there's a few times I've been like, I thought it was it. That was it. And like the Lord said, no, it ain't. And like I got the same dream going down this long hallway. It's almost like the Kingston Mine, big brother. It's like how you got them pictures on the wall. And I had this dream going down this hallway. I could see it'd be silhouettes. Like I can see your face, but I know that's you. But it's like blotted out really, and I see these silhouettes. And how can you have the same dream?
Over and over.
You know what I'm saying? So when I was on life support, I had that dream, and I wake up and I said, "Oh, thank you, Jesus." I said, "Wait a minute." I knew then. I said, "Whoa, thank you, God. This is real. This ain't no joke. You ain't no joke. You know, you are God.
You can do anything but fail.
And I knew then. That's why I say I'm all in. I'm all in.
I know that's
I
right.
can't stop learning enough. I gotta learn more. I gotta read more. I'm always want to learn more. It's like the universities you don't never graduate from, but you get the hat and the gown. You get the cap and the gown, but you won't graduate because the Lord comes. When the Lord comes, that's when you graduate. You know?
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay. And then, did you also say that you would have been a preacher, or?
Well, yeah. Well, I do a lot of work right now in my church, Greater St. John's,
Okay.
on the west side here, and I do feed the homeless. You know, I do a lot
okay,
of work
so you
there.
do a lot of
In
community.
fact, and she called me uncle. I guess I'm the uncle at the church because everybody calls me.
Yeah,
Uncle
y'all like our mentors.
Yeah, so and I really enjoy it, you know, and I enjoy the work, you know, and
Okay.
yes.
Well, you don't know your uncle, but they do.
Okay. All right,
You was too
everybody.
young to
So,
know.
Yeah.
They was there looking, watching, and going to school together, you know.
All right.
are you all gonna play a little song for us?
Musicians.
Oh yes, Elmore, you want to do dust? I want to just do a little snippet of "Dust My Broom."
Okay. All right, for everybody watching the Shy Panther and Friends show, they're about to do some songs for us. So sit tight. They're getting everything ready. And this is a true treat for me.
You smart, Do it again. Come on. Yeah. Come on. Yes, sir. Come on, Elmore. I said, I believe my time is long. Yes, I do. I believe, y'all. I believe my time is long. I quit the best man I was loving. He broke up my happy home. I'm gonna write a letter to every downtown post I see. Yes, I am. I'ma write a letter to every downtown post I see. Yes, I am. I quit the best man I was loving. They shouldn't allow him on the streets. I'm gonna get up in the morning. I believe I'll dust my broom. I'ma get up in the morning. I believe I'll dust my broom. I quit the best man I was loving. Now let's go home so my friend can have my room. Dust my broom. Woo! That's the one right there. Elmore, that was it. The other one, don't worry about the other one. Do that one.
All right, y'all.
Oh yeah, so we done.
It's just about a wrap for everybody.
Yeah, it's a wrap for us now.
That's a wrap.
That's it.
All right. I just want to
You
thank
got the
everybody
pictures
for
and stuff
watching
too,
the
right?
show again, the Shy Panther and Friends show. And I want to ask you to go to YouTube, hit subscribe, like, share, and support the blues. Support the live blues show. Support all of the artists here. We have Mr. Elmore James Jr. We have Big Smokin' Joe Thomas. We have Carlos. We have
Carl
Brenda Taylor
Norrington.
and Carl
Norrington.
Norrington. So this has been an amazing show, and I'm just so full. I really am, and I appreciate
Thank you.
all of you coming out
We
here.
glad you liked it.
I
Thank you.
love
I'm glad you
Did I?
Thank you.
We glad we can razzle your dance hole.
Thank you guys so much, and support the show, everybody. I'll see you next time. God bless.
Amen.
Amen.
Yes, sir.